From the Millersville University Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Kyle Elliott.
And I'm meteorologist Sam Leppo.
Here with the medium range forecast and video discussion issued on Monday, March 2nd. Well, Sam, you know it's cloudy and cold out there today, but it sure as heck looks like this upcoming weekend is going to be unseasonably warm.
Absolutely. We had some warmth this past weekend. I think this weekend takes the cake, though.
Yeah, I do as well. I think it one-ups it for sure. But as we take a look at the Canadian model for 1 p.m. on Thursday, we're first going to have to deal with this slow, more moving, quasi-stationary warm front that's going to be pushing northeastward through the Commonwealth during the middle and latter part of the week. So I think by Thursday afternoon, it ends up still draped over the lower Susquehanna Valley. So as a result, Thursday could still turn out cloudy and damp with a few showers or periods of intermittent light rain. However, I do think temperatures will be higher than Wednesday and back into the 50s to perhaps 60 degrees. The Europeans in good agreement with the Canadian here as well, but you will notice there's this little disturbance that's going to ride eastward along the frontal boundary from Thursday into Friday, and its exact track is going to have a big impact on how Friday's weather turns out. You'll notice that the Canadian essentially takes that disturbance and swings it through southeastern New England. By Friday afternoon, the low pressure is off the southeastern New England coastline, and the counterclockwise flow around it means that we're actually already in the warm sector and have southwesterly flow in place on Friday. So if the Canadian's right, our high temperatures would very likely be in the 70s. However, the Europeans suggest that disturbance moves about 100 miles farther south and ultimately it moves off the eastern seaboard somewhere around Long Island or New Jersey. As a result, we would have a period of steadier light rain Thursday night, and then you'll also notice that the Euro has this Canadian high pressure system centered over the Canadian Maritimes. The clockwise flow around that means that we could actually deal with a little bit of easterly flow here on Friday, and we as meteorologists consider this feature a backdoor cold front. These backdoor cold fronts slide southwestward out of New England instead of moving in the traditional northwest to southeast direction. If that backdoor cold front ends up to our west and dammed up against the eastern slopes of the Appalachians on Friday, then we're actually going to be stuck in this cloudy, damp regime with easterly flow, and high temperatures could struggle to reach 60 degrees. However, if that backdoor cold front sets up over the Poconos or the Lehigh Valley, we will be in the warm sector on Friday with highs in the 70s. But no matter what happens on Friday, it does look like the weekend has a better chance to see warmer conditions, doesn't it?
Absolutely. Taking a look here, you can see our Bermuda high signature out here in the Atlantic. That's going to be pumping in southwest flow, warm air. You have a cold front out there to the west. Euro and Canadian are in pretty good agreement. The frame here, 1 p.m. Saturday. You can see the Euro does have our cold front a little bit closer. Not going to make too much of a difference, though, with that Bermuda high. Taking a look here now, Sunday afternoon. The Canadian has our cold front approaching the region. Chance for a shower or two, not enough to put a damper on the weekend. Same here with the European. Really good agreement on where that cold front sets up. But again, more agreement there on the Bermuda high. Southwest flow, pumping the ridge, pumping in the warm air.
Yeah, absolutely. It looks like a great weekend for the first one of March. As we take a look at the medium range forecast, mostly cloudy and mild on Thursday with a shower or two in spots, high 60. Mild on Friday with times of clouds and sunshine, high 60, but again, that's really going to depend on where that backdoor front sets up. Saturday, warm with a mix of clouds and sun. That forecast high of 66 would be noticeably higher if the backdoor cold front never actually sweeps through here. But no matter how you slice it on Sunday, I do think we'll have another unseasonably warm day. Like Sam said, chance for a shower or two, but highs on Sunday should be around the 70-degree mark.
Yeah.
Well, that'll do it for this edition of the Medium Range Forecast. Tune back in next week for the latest edition. Until then, enjoy the warmer conditions over the weekend.
Take care.